That's what they do to Big Ben. I've seen it happen in my own life just recently. They're afraid of men like us. And so the sneaks in the night have underlings do it for them. But then eventually the men like me come back to the surface, and the underlings run like the cockroaches they are when the light is shown upon their behavior. Others fired were two of our top nuclear commanders, Major General Michael Carey, Vice Admiral Tim Giardina. Both left the armed forces within days of each other, both because of personal misconduct, according to reports and emails leaked to the press. They were not even given a trial. The girls around Obama, the girls he put uniforms on, the fake tin warriors that Obama put into the Pentagon did this to them. The official report on General Carey's dismissal says this. They said that while on temporary assignment in Moscow, the general went on a vodka drinking binge one night, and he needed assistance standing at one point. Can you believe this? And he had tried to get up on stage with a Beatles cover band in a Mexican restaurant in Moscow. And that was the reason to fire a combat general? Yes, if you're one of the cowards in a uniform who really belongs as an usher in a movie theater. Do you know who this man was? And do you know why he was really fired? I have it all for you on the Savage Nation, because maybe we have hope to restore our military after this communist regime is finally thrown out of office. Do you know who this man was, General Michael Carey? The man who was thrown out for drinking vodka and dancing on a stage? At the time he was fired by the girls in the band, he was commander of the 20th Air Force, responsible for all 450 of the Air Force's Minuteman III intercontinental ballistic missiles located in 5 U.S. states. You know who else he is? Prior to that, General Carey actually served in both the Iraqi Freedom and Enduring Freedom operations. He was also the recipient of no fewer than 13 major military awards and decorations. And the vermin in Obama's Defense Department, the fakers in uniform, threw him out. Carey is an American hero, and yet he was relieved of duty for drinking vodka in Russia. Was it not possible for the Air Force to provide an officer with Carey's credentials some sort of rehabilitation for the alleged alcohol problems instead of firing him? I hope that Donald Trump and General Mattis get together and bring back General Michael Carey next. And now I'll go to the next one. Who else did the communist president fire? Tim Giardina. Now all of this has been lost by you. Most of you don't know this, but I remember everything. I record everything. I absorb everything. I sort everything, and I put it into my books. So let me read what else you need to know about Giardina. Scorched Earth took it from here. Charges against Vice Admiral Giardina were no less fantastic. Do you know who he is? Fired by the cretin in the White House? Giardina was a graduate of the U.S. Naval Academy, a 3-star admiral who was the former Deputy Commander-in-Chief of Staff of the Pacific Fleet. Now, I wrote, you'd think that if you were going to relieve someone of this stature of his command and reassign him to a desk job, you'd come up with serious charges related to the performance of his duty. But in a move that had to be approved by the president, the sneak himself, Giardina was demoted for having played poker with counterfeit $100 chips in the Horseshoe Casino in Council Bluffs, Iowa. Now, that was never proven, by the way. That's number one. In other words, both of these commanders who have outstanding military records and who have risen to the tops of their commands were dismissed on charges that, in my opinion, would likely have gotten an enlisted man no more than a slap on the wrist. Or let us say one of the girls he put into office. Do you know who the Secretary of the Navy is? Do you know the Secretary of the Air Force has never flown an airplane? Do you know that? One commentator described it this way. This move is exceedingly rare, perhaps unprecedented in the history of U.S. Strategic Command, which is responsible for all U.S. nuclear warfighting forces, including nuclear-armed submarines, bombers, and land-based missiles. So why did Obama purge them? I have the other names of the military men who may be coming back to defend this great nation now that we have swept out or will soon sweep out these turncoat rats that Obama has put in. But Donald Trump is going to need our help every step of the way. Thank God he started at the top and he put Mattis back where he belongs. and let him go after the internal enemies first. That's the only way we will survive. He must purge the military of the KGB-like operatives that Obama planted in every avenue of our armed forces. It's good that Trump is appointing some great men. I'm 100% for it. That will have immediate effects where it's needed. And of course, I said before the election, if he wins, my number one priority would be national security. I said that to you over and over again. Well, that's where Trump's going. Why did he do it? Because he listened to me? No, because it's commonsensical. Obama and his Castroite minions have so denuded the military, have so implanted vermin in all the intelligence services, that this country is sitting like a vulnerable infant. He's empowered our enemies. Who are our enemies? You mean Iran is our friend? Where did the $175 billion that your great man Obama gave Iran, where did that cash come from? Why has there been no accounting? Where was the money hidden? Who keeps $175 billion in cash laying around? Did they print it? Was it hidden? Is it a slush fund? Where did it come from? Why are there no answers to this question? And while you're answering that question about this great president of ours, where did he get the money to just buy 3 houses? We read just last week. I was shocked to find out that he bought a beautiful home in an expensive district in Washington, D.C., bought another one in his beloved Hawaii, and he bought another one, I don't remember anymore where it is. 3 houses, I said? I didn't see any deals coming through. Where did the money come from that he had the money to buy these 3 houses, I asked. Look what the rats are doing. They're flooding America with as many people as they can who have absolutely no value whatsoever to this nation. You know, I keep hearing that immigrants are the backbone of America. I keep hearing that they do the jobs that Americans won't do. Then why is he bringing in 15-year-old girls with babies? Why is he bringing in Muslims with 6 children? Why is it that the immigrants have a much higher use of the welfare system than do indigenous people or the natives of this country? I mean, if you can answer those questions, you'll come to understand that virtual criminals are running the nation.